about 1:22 p.m. and it's March 2nd. And I'm here with the source, and she's going to be discussing what she experienced on Friday, February 13th. So, what is your major?
It's pre-nursing.
Okay. In that case, and what year are you?
I'm a sophomore here at CSULB.
Okay. What happened to you on February 14th?
Well,
February 13th, right?
yes, it was February 13th. I was here with one of my friends, and we went to come see a documentary. And late at night, we were walking back to my car because I was the one who drove. And we walked by a couple of the buildings close to where the parking structure is. And we were just joking around, walking slowly, and we started to get really eerie. And I suggested to one of my friends when we were passing by a dark corner covered with bushes and trees that, oh, wouldn't it be so scary if somebody or something just popped out of nowhere? And sure enough, like 2 seconds later, my friend grabbed my arm and started running, and I didn't understand why. So we were running for our lives, it seemed, and then we came to a slow walk, and I asked what was wrong, and she said as soon as I had said that something had started violently shaking the bushes, and she just grabbed my arm for safety, and we just were really freaked out after that, so we ran to my car and got in, and we left campus.
Was there any specific reason you were joking?
Well, yeah, usually because I'm at the work, and I like to joke around a lot, and maybe just to kind of, you know, like heighten the mood, I guess, just to like be funny, but it ended up biting me in the butt.
Did it have anything to do with being Friday the 13th, which is, you know, known pretty much for scary things happening?
Yeah, Friday the 13th, I mean, usually, you know, in my life, nothing as scary has happened, but that Friday the 13th, actually, quite a bit happened that night, and it kind of lived up to its name.
How many people were there when this happened?
It was just me and my friend.
And had you two had any previous experiences of paranormal earlier that night, or did that just come out of nowhere?
Well, earlier that night, nothing much had really happened. It was just kind of, you know, the same old thing. It wasn't really anything scary. Until that, later on, then something happened that night. But other than that, previously, no.
Did anything happen after?
Yeah, definitely. When we were driving home, I was dropping her off because she lives nearby me, and we had to cross by a street that is right next to a middle school. And the street in front of us, when we got to the stop, the street in front of us was covered in this weird fog. And it sounds really crazy, but there was a car ahead of us too, and they saw this fog, and they were hesitant to drive through it, as were we, and we decided to drive through it. Why not? You know, it's just fog, but it ended up being a lot weirder than just fog. We drove through it, and it was just in that one area of the field where the middle school is, and it was really dense, and when I looked into the gate, I could see stuff, like figures in the fog, and I know it sounds weird, but it's true, and it was just like a really eerie feeling, like just fear itself, like looking through there. It was really
What
weird.
middle school did this happen at?
It was East Middle School in Downey.
So how big of a distance would you say there was between the two occurrences?
I'd say within an hour, probably.
Within an hour? Okay. Well, I mean, what do you think could have possibly caused these things to happen?
I have no clue. Maybe it has to do with Friday the 13th after all, but it was really weird seeing like two freaky things happen in one night. And you know what? Like now that I speak of it, I remember that when I was picking up my friend to go to this event, that I had seen something in the bushes, what I had thought to be like someone standing there. And what was weird about it was I saw someone standing there with red eyes, and I knew I wasn't crazy because I actually stopped my car to look at it, but I didn't know what it was.
Friday the 13th is also going to happen again this March, so it's going to be twice in a row. So would you possibly be considering investigating again
going on, see what had happened that night, maybe if it reoccurred. I knew that what I had seen was not like an illusion or just like a simple explained phenomenon. No, it wasn't, because sure enough, like where that field was where we saw that fog, if it was just like the mist overhanging over the grass, then it should have hung over the grass in the front of the school as well, not just in the back, lingering where the old farm used to be. So that was kind of creepy. I would want to investigate it just for fun, kind of a, you know, something to do on a Friday night, I guess.
Where will you be conducting this interview? I mean, this investigation, more like it.
I will probably go back to East to see what, maybe if anything reoccurs, if anything. Probably not with my luck, but we'll see what happens. As for CSULB, I don't know, because maybe that was just, I don't know what it was, but I don't know if I'll go back at night. I really don't want to. Not just that, you know, the creepy doing walking around thing kind of just cheer me up either.
Do you think it's a possibility your friend was imagining things when she saw the rustling in the bushes?
No, I don't, because she's not crazy. She didn't, I know she wasn't lying. Like, I know that she had seen it, and she wouldn't just, like, try to scare me. She was, like, really scared, and I knew she had things to say, and it wasn't just a lie. Like, it wasn't like she was imagining it, because she had described it as, like, they were shaking violently, like if somebody was behind her, like, shaking the tree. And I knew, like, if it was a cat, it would have just rustled, it wouldn't shake them. So I believe her. I totally do. She's been right about a lot of those things in the past.
Is it possible that it was just some dorm kid having fun on a Friday night?
No, it isn't, because when we passed by the trees, you can kind of look under them, and there was no pair of feet, there was no, like, figure. It was just like a really random kind of thing that happened. I don't even know what to describe it as being, but yeah, I don't think there was anyone back there, because you can tell, you know, you could just see behind while you're walking by, and there was nobody there.
And anything else you want to mention?
As for those pair of eyes that I saw previously that night, I don't know. But I've been back there again, and I've seen it again, but maybe it's just,
Where were these red eyes?
they were in a house. They were like behind the bushes, some bushes. It was just really weird looking at them in the middle of the dark when you're driving home alone, so.
So both incidents had to do with bushes.
Yeah. So maybe it's like Friday the 13th attack of the bushes, or I don't know. Bush war. Sounds nasty.
So do you think it's possible that this paranormal claim your thing occurred could possibly have anything to do with, you know, hiding, or what's up with the bushes?
I have no idea. Maybe it's like these demons are afraid of coming out. Maybe they're just hiding behind the bushes this year. I don't know. We'll see what happens on the next Friday the 13th. It appears I didn't know that there was going to be two. It's kind of a little weird. See what happens then.
Okay.